Hello everybody, this is Solis, President, owner of Ridgepoint Medical Pharmacy, founder, creator of the Business Teaching Moment series. In Business Teaching Moment number 13, we covered teamwork, and I'll go over that really quick before we get into Teaching Moment number 14, where we'll cover resourcefulness. Again, teamwork. And the reason why I'm going on a recap, because teamwork is all about what is going to take an organization to the next level. And we had talked about trust, and that we as partners and as a team have to be reliant and have reliance on our fellow team members. We have to then not only have reliance on them, knowing that they're going to do their job, but do it well so that we have confidence in that they're able to execute their respective jobs in helping us reach our respective goals. Obviously, we talked about conflict, and that conflict is a part of every single team. And conflict can be a good thing. Conflict can be a result from someone within the team who wants to give their 2 cents of what they feel may be a better solution to resolve a particular situation. But obviously disagreements that are strictly for the sake of arguing are counterproductive and need to be eliminated as quickly as possible. But conflict can be a positive and a growth part of the approach to being a team. Commitment. Once we've developed trust, once we've developed confidence in each other, once we've been able to resolve any particular conflicts that may be going on in the organization, the next thing we need to do then is to determine the commitment level from each individual team member to make sure that they're committed in helping us achieve our goals. And most importantly, and the final portion of our teamwork, is accountability. Making sure there are proper checks and balances that are part of the policy for how the team operates. Not only is it management to the employee level, but it's fellow employees, fellow team members, making sure that they hold their respective and fellow team members accountable for the jobs they're supposed to be doing. All of this plays into being a great team, which then leads to our discussion for today, which is resourcefulness. And I'd like to cover the 3 main sources for resourcefulness. And the first and most obvious resource that all of us have available to us is ourselves. And within ourselves, we have 2 different aspects of how we retrieve information that will help us resolve a particular situation. One is we have what I call mental personal files, things that we have done possibly in real life situations or other experiences outside of the workplace that have been personal issues that have arisen, that we've been able to deal with particular aspects of a situation effectively. So sometimes we need to go into our personal files saying, gosh, I remember dealing with this with my so-and-so, and how I solved it was by doing X, Y, and Z. Then there's also the resources within ourselves that are team files. And what I call team files is, for example, you'll say something like, I've been in this situation here at work before, and this is how I resolved it here at work. 2 very distinct ways of us using ourselves in terms of finding a resource within ourselves to deal with a problem. One is personalized experiences or work-related experiences. The next resource is others. And who is within that spectrum of others? Well, within that spectrum of others of a resource are experts. And here in our particular job, we work with computers all the time, and there are portions of the computer software program that we don't always know how to use efficiently or effectively. And so then, obviously, if we run into a situation that we don't know how to solve in terms of how we deal with a particular problem related to a computer issue, then the most obvious place to go to would be the experts, the people who actually created the program, the software people. The next resource within this others are fellow team members. Team members that maybe have already had experience dealing with particular issues or have been involved with certain aspects of problem solving. We may have a team member who's very good at solving problems with our computers. So in case the experts aren't available, we already have someone maybe who is an in-house expert who could help us deal with that issue. We have people within our teams that have had maybe outside experiences that have led them to have a certain expertise in particular areas of our business that would give you reason to want to go to them for problem solving. The third main source is reference guides. And within reference guides are books. Maybe you've read a book on a particular situation that's been helpful for you. Video training is available many times by, obviously by video. And then of course training manuals if you're having to try to find something that the experts weren't available, none of the team members happen to know about it. The next thing you would need to do is then go to a training manual. Hopefully you have those available to you to do that. I think one of the problems that we run into as a resourceful team member is knowing where to go at times. And unfortunately, what we've been experiencing oftentimes in the workplace is that an employee will find themselves stuck in the personal mental files. And since if their personal mental files don't have information related to the situation at hand, oftentimes they go into a I don't know what to do mode. And literally are frozen in their place. So employees need to realize that they've got to have presence. They've got to be aware that their mind is focused on a single area of resourcefulness, which is their personal files. And when they get stuck in this, they've got to say, okay, what else can I do? Where else can I go? One of the things that we need to stop doing is saying, I don't know how to do this, or I've never done that, or I don't have available to me these particular resources. When you catch yourself in a situation where you say, I don't have, I don't know, those are great moments for someone to say, these are great moments for me to create a to-do list. And create a to-do list that says, I need to learn how to do these particular things. Now obviously that's great if the problem at hand is not one that needs to be resolved immediately. But a lot of times we need to be sure that we can access team files and saying, okay, have I done this before? And surprisingly many times we have recollections of things that we've done before, just that when we got stuck in the personal mental files, we just completely forgot that we've done something before. So we've got to start training our minds to go through the personal files, which is fine, because oftentimes there are things that we've done personally related to our personal selves that help us resolve issues in the workplace. But most times, to be the most effective in the workplace, we need to be better team file searchers. Now, granted, if you're a fairly new employee, a fairly new team member, you're going to be quite limited in this area of resourcefulness. And that's where others come in. Whether it's an expert or whether it's a fellow team member. Now, obviously all of these three different sources may come into play at the same time. You may have gone through your personal file, mental files, you may have gone through your team mental files, you may have gone to the experts, you may have gone to your team members, and you may have even gone to reference guides and still not found a solution. The important thing is here that you didn't give up. Now, at some point in time, obviously that problem would need to be resolved, and hopefully someone within the team, maybe your supervisor or maybe your boss, would be able to eventually, give you the resources that you need. Now, at the very bottom here, I have a big word. It says modeling. When you're a level 2 resourceful type person, which means you don't tend to do a whole lot of resource searching within yourself historically, you need to start looking at trying to become a level 5 or a level 10 resourceful person. Now, the way you go about doing that is find other people within your organization that you find are effective and very resourceful people. That's called modeling. You look within your organization, you say, who within this organization or who within my team have I seen that does a great job of finding ways to resolve situations? So let's think real briefly, real quickly here, that all of these things are important, but the way that we can grow ourselves is to use the concept called modeling, where we can actually watch and observe other people in our workplace on a daily basis to see how they're doing it to get their jobs done more effectively. So let's go ahead and let's change lives together.